Hello, Westford. The results of the 2016 Youth Risk Survey were presented to the school committee members. Residents argued against the installation of a cellular facility in Nabnasset, and the circus train made its final run through Westford. I'm Ira Keltz, and it's time for WestfordCAT News. Officers Ian McEnany and Greg Burns were recognized by the Selectmen on April 25th for handling a dangerous public safety incident with patience and forethought. On April 17th, McEnany and Burns rescued a woman who was a passenger in a car heading down Groton Road. The officers were parked at 221 Groton Road when they saw a female passenger hanging out of the front passenger window, screaming out of the moving car. After a short chase, the male driver crashed into a tree, exited the car, baiting the officers to shoot him. The two officers recognized the man was in the middle of a mental health crisis and managed to restrain him without using their firearms. The woman was rescued. Captain Mark Chambers presented McEnany and Burns with exceptional service medals.
These guys were rock stars that night. Just the ability to recognize the situation, diagnose that this person was in mental health crisis, and having the patience and forethought just to see how the situation evolved. In some other departments, this could have ended much worse, and probably would have. But it's a credit to their training, their patience, their fortitude as police officers here in Westford that we do go the extra mile.
You can find the entire Selectmen's meeting at westfordcat.org and more Westford news at westfordcatnews.org. Residents living in the Nabnasset section packed the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting on April 19th, hoping to stop the installation of a cellular facility behind Willows Pizza at 73 Brookside. The meeting was continued to May 17th. T-Mobile also has a controversial application for a cell tower behind the H.E. Fletcher Social Club at 11 Brookside Road. Only one of the two facilities would get built, and it's up to the zoning board members to decide which is the least objectionable spot. Here's resident John C. Davis arguing against the Willows location.
It's the land behind us that is our sanctuary, and that is going to be ruined by a 140-foot tower looming over our backyards. So we've asked the board, we've talked to the board, we've discussed our concerns, we discussed the setbacks, and according to the rules, they break all the rules. The aesthetics, obviously, are a huge concern to us. That's what we're going to see when we walk out our backyards. We don't want that. The other point I want to make is the amount of clearing that has to be done, not even talking about the access road, the amount of clearing that has to be done here is 75 foot square. And they're going to be placing a 10-foot fence with barbed wire as it stands in the application, which is illegal in our town, which brings the fence actually to within about 20 feet of a property line. And we can't really understand how this can possibly be passed, considering the restrictions of the railroad track, the restrictions of the wetland, and the restrictions of being off a property line.
While many have rallied against having a cell tower near their Nabnasset homes, there are residents in favor of the facility. WestfordCAT reached out to some, but was unsuccessful in getting an on-camera interview. Find more information about the two proposed cell facilities by visiting westfordcatnews.org and searching for T-Mobile. A Watermain project is scheduled to begin May 1st. Town engineer Paul Sterrett said construction will begin near the Frost School at Main and Depot Streets and run about 4,000 feet to Main and Tadmuck Road. Construction work will also take place on Kersey Circle, where drainage pipes will be installed. According to Sterrett, school bus routes will not be interrupted and all businesses will be open and accessible. Commuters should anticipate delays and consider alternate routes. For up-to-date community and traffic information, residents can register for email and social media notifications at westfordma.gov/subscriber and select latest road construction news. Abbott Mill developer Christopher Ewell took our news director on a tour of his newly opened sports facility in the Forge Village section. The complex is inside the former Courier building at 22 Town Farm Road. Ewell has transformed the building, installing 2 turf fields and 6 basketball courts for individual and team practices.
So this amazing floor, this is all hardwood. What type of wood is this?
Well, it's actually a 3 or 4 layer sandwich. You have maple on top of a particular plywood, which is on a diagonal, and another layer of plywood, and then some special rubber spacers that adjust for any irregularities in the height and give it that spongy feeling.
And what's the coating that makes it shiny?
It's basically what I call basketball urethane.
So it's a basketball court. You've got 1, 2, 3, how many?
6 altogether.
6 courts.
We did
here.
these to basically a full professional grade, simply because that's what people expect here, and we worked out a way to do it that we could afford to put in. But this is where the money goes, is on the surfaces of these activity centers. And on the lights, of course. There's some really nice new LED lights that light the place up really well.
Running the operation is Sandra Habby, the town's former Assistant Director of Recreation. Habby calls the facility the Mill Works and has plans to bring in new activities, including Theater Works and Yoga Works.
I know that the works are very key words for you. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, one of the ideas for this facility is that it encompasses pretty much anything you can think of. So as far as the works go, art works, soccer works, basketball works, health works,
Yoga
nutrition
works.
yoga works.
Yay for yoga.
It all works.
Yes, wonderful. Tell us a little bit about your role here at the Millworks.
Well, it's actually really exciting. I never know what I'll be doing any given day or pretty much in any minute. But the general idea is that I have not only worked with Chris to develop what we're doing with the space, but also now that we have the basketball courts and the turf fields, now it's how do we fill those and who do we invite in to use them and what training programs can we offer.
The entire video tour can be found at WestfordCAT.org. The Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey train traveled through town on April 24th for its final passage. The 2 touring circus shows will end for good next month. On May 7th, the Circus Extreme Tour will end in Providence, Rhode Island, and on May 21st, the Out of This World Tour will end in Uniondale, New York. Parent company Feld Entertainment said declining ticket sales made the circus unsustainable. Feld company officials said sales declined when the Asian elephants were phased out of the show. In May, Feld Entertainment removed all remaining elephants from its traveling units to its Ringling Brothers Center for Elephant Conservation in Central Florida. You can find photos of the circus train online at WestfordCatNews.org. Sean O'Leary, the K-12 curriculum coordinator, presented the results of the 2016 Youth Risk Survey to school committee members on April 24th. Almost 3,900 students in grades 6 through 12 responded to the survey. Among the findings were some concerning statistics regarding those who have attempted suicide.
Once again, these are the attempted numbers, and this is self-reported as well. So, Tom, to your point, when we put, I worked with Kerry on a presentation where we put numbers of students as opposed to percentages, and that creates a sense of like there are 18 students that tried, a real number is. So I don't want you to think I'm, not taking this with the same level of seriousness as you, but I agree that these are very serious numbers.
The survey also covers such things as alcohol and drug use behaviors, violence-related behaviors, and stress levels. In other school committee news, Assistant Superintendent Carrie Clary introduced Westford Academy Principal Jim Antonelli and Director of Digital Learning Julie Boudreau, who gave a Google Chromebook presentation. The device is given to the freshmen this year. The program was dubbed One to World.
Okay, so we have Julie Boudreau and Jim Antonelli here Just to share their perspectives and what they have heard about the implementation of the One to World program that started this year with our freshman students, and next year we're building it out so that the incoming freshmen will each get a device, and half of the school at that point will be fully equipped with a one-to-one device. One of the things I think that is most astonishing to us is how seamless the transition has been. It has so quickly become invisible to them, which was our hope, that they don't understand necessarily a world without it. And so I think there was a wonderful team in place, and it really, really was an easy launch into this. And I mean, several years of preparing, but certainly worth every bit of that, the planning, because the execution was so fantastic.
You can find the entire meeting at westfordcat.org. Here's Superintendent Bill Olsen with this week's news from the schools.
Hi, this is Superintendent of Schools Bill Olsen with a school system update. I want to once again congratulate Christopher O'Neill, who was a 2008 graduate of Westford Academy. Chris won the bronze medal recently in Austria. I think it's advanced Super G slalom, to be correct. And it's extraordinary. There were a number of athletes from around the world. Chris, in this competition, once again finished third, which is an incredible accomplishment. He's an outstanding young man. Those of you who have seen Chris on TV recognize him from the sidelines, Westford Academy football games, and at a number of athletic contests. He being the manager of the teams and has done an incredible job. So congratulations once again to Chris and his family on an extraordinary accomplishment. I want to congratulate also those of our staff who participated recently in the Boston Marathon. I don't have the exact number, but I believe at least 10 of our staff participated in the marathon. That is a feat in itself, and I'm not sure if I could ever accomplish that personally, but they did a terrific job in completing the marathon. Want to congratulate and thank Paul Starrett, who has worked with the town officials and with the State Department of Transportation on the Complete Streets program to bring improvements, sidewalk improvements to the Robinson and Day schools. Those projects will begin this summer and hopefully be completed for the beginning of the 2017-2018 school year. There are only about 7 weeks remaining to the 2016-2017 school year. It's been a very fast year. It's been a very successful year. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Spring is finally here, Westford. Here's a look ahead at the weather forecast for the coming week.
Hello, Westford. This is Yosaki with the weather forecast for this weekend, the week of May 1st. We have a typical spring-like week ahead with some clouds, showers, and sunshine. Hopefully, we'll start to see more May flowers soon. Here's what's coming up. That was your Westford weather. Have a great week, everyone.
And here's Rekha Sharma with this week's health tip.
Hi everyone, I'm Rekha Sharma, your Ayurveda practitioner, back with a new health tip for WestfordCAT News. Ayurveda is a science of life helping you heal in natural ways. Today I'm going to talk about isabgol or psyllium husk. We are in the spring season and it is time to cleanse. So today I'm going to talk about a natural cleanser which is also called isabgol in Ayurveda. It helps to provide relief from constipation and helps to cleanse water retention in the body, thereby reducing the abdominal distension. It helps to balance the air and fire component of the body. Soak 2 to 3 tablespoons of isabgol in warm water for a couple of hours before consuming, and take 2 to 3 times in a week for natural cleanse. If you have any allergies to psyllium husk, please contact your PCP before consuming. So add some psyllium husk in your diet to get the benefits. I'll be back with a new health tip. Bye for now.
Chinook, a mixed breed dog, is available now for adoption at the Lowell Humane Society. Here's Patty Stalker with more information on how you can adopt a loving pet.
The staff and volunteers at the Lowell Humane Society do an exemplary job of taking care of and training the pets available for adoption at the shelter. I was there recently to meet with Marketing and Fundraising Director Crystal Arnott, where she introduced me to a shy but smart 1-year-old mixed breed dog named Chinook.
So this is Chinook. Chinook is just over a year old. She's a very sweet girl. But when she got here, she was very, very shy. We think she was a little under-socialized since she was a puppy. You know, she wasn't really introduced to as many people and new things as she could have been. Once she gets to know you, she's very sweet, very affectionate. She loves to sit right in your lap and cuddle. She does do well with other dogs, so I think a home with a nice, confident dog that can kind of teach her that the world's not such a scary place would be a good match for her. But we think probably a home with adults would be best, just because she does get so nervous and scared of new things. And with little kids, you're never really sure exactly what they're going to do next. So a home with an adult who understands that she needs to take things slow, and probably work with a trainer one-on-one to continue her progress. As I said, she's been with us here for about a month, and when she got here, she was just really afraid of everything, and she's becoming more and more brave every day. She went on a woods walk with us last week with a whole bunch of other shelter dogs and volunteers, and she was a rock star on that walk. She enjoyed the hike in the woods. She's very good on leash. But a home with, you know, another confident dog that can kind of lead the way for her, and adults would be best.
To learn more about Chinook or any of the other pets available now for adoption, or to find out how to donate, volunteer, foster a pet, or fill their wish list, go to lowellhumanesociety.org or visit them at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell. Call 978-452-7781.
Ready? Good girl. Good job.
To see the entire video on Chinook, go to WestfordCAT.org. For Westford Cat, I'm Patty Stalker.
Now, here's Westford Cat Marketing Outreach Manager Sarah Fletcher with this week's events around town.
Thanks, Ira. Chick Singer Night Boston is coming to the Parish Center for the Arts at 10 Lincoln Street on Saturday, May 6th at 7 p.m. The lineup includes established and emerging female artists, including Emma Brzezinski and Liv Freeman, both Westford 8th graders, as well as Annie Baker, Ava Sapelza, and Annika, all from the Boston area. Tickets are available online for $15 at chicksingernight2017.brownpapertickets.com. And at the door, the tickets are $20 cash. Doors open at 6:30 p.m., and this event will benefit the Friends Advancing Music Education, which is otherwise known as FAME. Westford Road Race takes place on May 7th, when runners from around the region will compete in the 18th Annual Westford Road Race. Register for the 5K or the 10K at roadrace.westford.org. The race begins at Abbott School, 25 Depot Street, and runners begin gathering there at 12:30 p.m., and the road closes to motorists at 2 p.m. The event benefits the Westford community organizations, such as Cameron Senior Center, Westford Public Schools, Westford Food Pantry, and Westford Against Substance Abuse. Author Susan Senator will present Autism Adulthood, Strategies and Insights for a Fulfilling Life on Thursday, May 4th, 7 p.m. at the Fletcher Library at 50 Main Street. Senator will convey ways of preparing an autistic child for transition into adulthood and relate her own experiences with her 25-year-old autistic son. The event is free and registration is not required. If you have questions, please call Christina Liedberg at 978-399-2309. This event is sponsored by the Friends of the Library. I'm Sarah Fletcher for Westford CAT. Back to you, Ira.
And that's a wrap, Westford. We leave you with photos of our Westford Academy interns working on their senior capstone projects at Westford CAT. We'll see you next time.